Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to the Outer Worlds, where we've gotten a little off track. I got distracted, I kept seeing buildings and people to murder, and obviously we're going to murder all these people in front of us. But we are definitely off mission. We're going to get back on mission real soon.
Easy does it.
Do I want to just shoot this guy? Yeah, probably. Okay, wow, they really handled that. I mean, my other option, realistically, was, like, sneak over there and crawl up the ladder, and it just seems like a lot of work. I'm shooting the hell out of that robot's foot. I mean, he says we're not getting through the armor. It seemed like it was dying pretty fast to me. Okay, there are some other enemies over there. Let's just go over there and handle that up close. You know, the fun way. And by the fun way, I mean...
Never anger a man of the claw.
Wow, that was effective. I needed to get enough vision of him that she would understand the order, apparently.
Reds, you say? Captain, to your left.
Oh. Okay, there is a guy to my left. What do you know? She was telling the truth.
Well done. We're still alive.
There you go. I got the final hit of the battle, so you could say the only reason that we're still alive is me. You know, technically. I wouldn't say it, but if you wanted to say it, I wouldn't argue with you. I don't even remember. Did we have a reason to come to Cascadia? Is this a useful thing for me to be doing? Is it going to take us into another map? No, this is sealed. There is a terminal here. The Rizzo Bridge to success has been sealed. For your safety and the safety of others, all access is closed until further notice. Huh. That's a weird thing. Jesus Christ. Ioka. You'd stand like 2 feet away. Alright, well, I don't guess there's much reason for us to be over here. I mean, it's just kind of like a place I wandered into because I'm easily distracted. I don't have 25 lockpicking skill. What kind of companions are these? Absolutely worthless. If you can't do all of my work for me, then what am I even paying you people for? I guess I'm probably not paying them. Hi.
Got a fight on our hands.
That's quite a reaction. That's maybe a little dramatic, frankly. Okay. You know, it's not that often that you see people in the, just out there in the wild, out in the world, looting. That guy was actually crouched down interacting with his loot menu when we walked in. Real sort of, kindred spirit. Alright, is there anything of interest in here at all? Authorized users, Cecil McClure, Ira Boyd, unable to establish connection to Rizzo Incorporated Monetary Processing. This terminal is now in its default log and message viewing mode. Well, let's look at those messages. February 4th, 2344. Law, help me. Help us all. I saw one, frothing at the mouth, barely able to string a word or two together, walking at me as if to devour me whole. Zora was right. There are monsters here. We need to get out if we want to live. Okay, the next day. Cecil, you aren't insane. They were people once. I don't know what they are now. And finally, March 11th. Those crazy assholes don't know how to use a keypad. I took one from my clinic office and installed it on the bridge gate. 2613. Be safe. Okay. Well, that's maybe useful. Installed it on the bridge gate. What would be meant by the bridge gate? I mean, is that... This gate doesn't lead to a bridge, does it? No, it absolutely does. Well, can I interact with the... Yeah, enter access code. Okay, please be advised that harm to company assets or personnel as a result of the bridge being opened will be divided and taken from every Cascadia employee's pay. Let's say, the classic maneuver there. What are we looking at here? I mean... I don't really need to go to Cascadia. I don't think we have any purpose here. Hold on. Before we go doing this, let's finish exploring this little sub area, this little antitown. There's still lots of stuff to steal.
A fight.
Who do you think you are, coming at me with a hammer? Ridiculous. Also, if you don't hit first, you may as well just run away.
Everyone all right?
Interesting how that guy was carrying a gun in his animation. I think he was. But then he went down and he only had a hammer on him? Maybe they obliterated his gun with the sheer force of their flame bullets? I don't know why all of my allies have fire weapons. Probably not actually that smart of a move on my part. Probably should have, like, equipped some of them with electronics. Or with electrical weapons. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? The combat's so easy, it doesn't really matter. Available message threads are listed below. Public Notice 117. On the issuing of a hazard clause for Terra 1. This notice serves as the public denouncement of Terra 1 as a feasible workplace environment. Due to the hostile and aggressive nature of the wildlife, as well as the unsustainability of the local flora, natural flora, for use in human consumption, the Halcyon Holdings Corporate Board has officially enacted a hazard clause covering the entirety of the planet. After an evacuation period of no more than 6 months, it will be officially considered illegal territory. Okay. From Sumner Z to Theodore T and Pauline B, the Hazard Clause. I've received confirmation that Rizzo will soon abandon Terra 1. All teams will continue to operate until told otherwise. As of this time, I don't see the need to inform anyone outside the three of us of the board's decision. We don't want our workers thinking they're going to be reassigned. Just let them do what they do best. Their jobs. They're not going to reassign the workers, huh? Project Terra is still our #1 priority. From Rizzo Directorate, subject Shuttle Redistribution. Hold on, we'll just start with the original message here. Oh wait, this is... Okay, hold on. All teams will continue to operate... This is the same... Hold on, did I press the wrong button? Yes, I totally did. Aha! Shuttle Redistribution. We regret to inform you that the shuttles en route to the bottling facility at Cascadia have been rerouted. The evacuation effort is prioritized in order of profitability, measured chiefly by export volume, and as of this time, other facilities have proven themselves more profitable or more efficient. Distribution system will send the minimum 1 shuttle for evacuation purposes. If you have more personnel than can fit on a standard shuttle, Rizzo recommends establishing a priority system, so the loading and preparation of that shuttle can proceed smoothly. Please be advised that any attempt to load more than the maximum amount of human resources onto the shuttle will be met with forceful intervention. Okay, well. I think we get the idea here, right? The planet was declared illegal and then they didn't actually pull the workers out. We get 1 shuttle. By my estimate, the Project Terra assets, both human and otherwise, will take up approximately 2/3 of the space. This leaves us and a couple more people we can take with us. We need to decide how we're going to decide who else to take. Perhaps a subcommittee to draft the decision-making plan. Oh, you know me, Sumner. I love subcommittees, but any decision we make is going to end up with pissed-off workers. Let's just ride out with the Terra crew. We'll enjoy a bit of extra legroom. Once we're safe on T2, we can see about getting another shuttle sent out. And what will you tell the workers? I will tell them we're going to get them out. They just won't know it'll be 1 shuttle at a time. It's fine. Do not tell them about the hazard clause. Yep, okay, so... An awful lot of text to say in a pretty plain way a thing that was immediately clear from, like, the 2nd or 3rd message. I think there's a little bit of that in general in this game, where it's just like... They go to too much trouble to make things way too clear. You get the point, and then they just keep going and going and going. Alright, here to assess your progress, grab a can of Rizzo's Purpleberry Punch, sit back, and learn how you can sweeten your career. Okay, Executive Review. Zora Blackwood. Zora is a top-notch sawbones with a good head for working under pressure. She knows how to assimilate large amounts of detailed information to make quick decisions. Her competence and decisiveness have allowed her to restore more than a few limbs and digits lost to carelessness around the machinery. Recommend for Employee of the Month. Cecil McClure is enthusiastic, kind of worker we need. Do not promote beyond store manager. Export executive review for Zora Blackwood to external datapad. Yeah, sure, why not? We just have this executive review now. Do we need this? Does this help us? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe we'll find a use for it eventually, but it's real weird that you're only able to export that one and not the other one. Like, there's just like there's some this is for a quest occurring, like in a really obvious way there, which is fine, I guess, but... Alright, I think we're good up here, maybe? Honestly, I kind of like the robots when they're painted in these colors. I think that's a nice look. Now, this building is extensive and has a ton of stuff in it. Probably we're supposed to come here eventually. You know, I'm assuming we will get a quest. Well, we will have made things easier then. By the time we need to come here, everything's already dead. Alright, messages. Available messages to C. McClure. Approved metaphors. I've received multiple complaints about your interactions with customers. According to these reports, the following phrases have been used when describing Rizzo products being sold at your storefront. If that ain't savings, just call me a rep... Okay? The latest batch is gonna knock you out like a nose full of sulfur. And something about the north end of a southbound woolly cow. These and others are not approved metaphors. Please refer to your employee handbook for the list of metaphors allowed when working. Of course, there's a detailed list. From C. McClure, subject violation appeals. I've received notices of the following violations. Consumption of non-approved lunch material. Obviously, you can't be shopping outside the corp. Failure to volunteer for voluntary overtime. Sale of restricted goods. I contest these violations on the following grounds. First of all, I'm allergic to purpleberry, so making one of our pre-approved purpleberry lunch meals will literally kill me. To be candid, it is a miracle I have survived here this long without incident. Second, I can't volunteer for overtime because I've already been assigned overtime shifts. And third, okay, I'll fess up to selling restricted goods. You got me there. Selling soap to a man who stinks so bad I can't smell the sulfur around him is against the rules. Fine, I won't do it anymore. To P. Bartleby, Raptidon sightings. I'm writing to inform you that multiple employees have filed Form R441, Perceived Danger to Human Resources, through my office. It appears that Raptidon sightings are growing more and more frequent. As Rizzo Incorporated has not responded to our request for safety equipment, a level of concern and, dare I say it, restlessness grows among the workers. Any indication as to the truth of these sightings or of the rumors that Rizzo Incorporated is no longer supporting our efforts here would go a long way toward improving company morale. Violet, please, we are all begging you, for the love of all that is good and just, please let Cecil sell soap to Simon again. He's got some kind of condition. I don't really know what it is, but I've smelled corpses with a finer odor than his. I get it. That's comedy. They have done a comedy on us. Because that guy stinks. Alright, well, we've been pretty thorough, I think. Can I... What is even the point of coming up here? Why is there a door that leads up to a ladder? Could we actually... Oh. So that if you can't figure out what the door code is, you can just leave that way. Okay. That makes sense. Can't even get around the north side of this building. Alright. Fall damage. Turns out to be irrelevant. You know, I got no, no gun skills to speak of. But it's hard to argue with the sheer volume of fire that is put out by one of these things. You want to just stay there for a second while I charge up? He really shouldn't have just stood there for a second while I charged up. That's probably bad. Is this... It actually does do damage. Weirdly, I know it's trying to communicate the idea that this damage is heat-based, but it is weird that the steam sets you on fire, which is kind of the opposite of what I would expect it to do. Okay, well, this was interesting. Have I created a, hold on, unlooted? Have I created a fast travel point here? I have not. Oh no, wait, there is one. I think it's under me. I think you can just see the bottom of it. Well, let's step out on the bridge. That'll, it'll make that a little bit clearer. Wait a minute, what am I looking at here? That's the front gate. Okay, yeah, there is a fast travel point. So if we need to come back here, we can. We're supposed to be going to this abandoned building north of Stellar Bay. So I guess let's go do that. We gotta start getting on the good side of the nice people who work for MSI so that we can get them, I don't know, installed on the corporate council or betraying the corporate council or something. Engaging in distant intrigues that have almost no chance of positively affecting us.
A vicar, huh? You a true believer, or do you just like the tide?
Why, that's borderline offensive, Ms. Ramnarine Wentworth. Of course I believe. The tides are merely a well-earned bonus.
I met another believer once. Pushy type. He thought he'd been left behind for a reason. Thought he'd find some kind of cosmic truth in the wilderness. Got himself infected by a mantis and drowned in a sulfur pool. Some truth.
Can't get more brutally true than survival of the fittest. But don't mistake us all for blind fools. Intellect plays a large part in who stays among the living.
Glad to hear it.
Well, then how do you explain the fact that I'm still alive? Checkmate, atheists. Checkmate, scienticians. So we're going over here to steal... Wait, what am I doing? A Bolt 52... Yeah, a Bolt 52 cartridge. Okay, find one in the ruins north of town. Maybe also wipe the data. We'll see. We'll see what we can do.
Good old Stellar Bay. Only place on the planet that don't stink of sulfur. On account of it stinking like fishing. Incoming!
Okay. Problem solved. Although I am covered in acid and rapidly burning. Yeah, whatever. I'm fine. Yeah, they really... I mean, I know you want the game to be accessible to people, and that's why, generally speaking, video game developers make games at a difficulty that I would describe as far too easy, comically too easy. But this one does have a difficulty selector, and we're on the highest difficulty. The combat should be... I shouldn't be able to just run around and not... Nope. Shouldn't be able to just run around and not do anything and not really engage with the systems and... I don't know.
I smite you in the name of the law.
Feels like this is gonna resolve itself pretty quickly.
The strong survive and the weak perish.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that guy was already dead when you shot at him. And you killed all of the usable meat. Somehow. Just like shot the digestible parts of him completely to pieces. Alright. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm kind of thinking maybe we should just cool it with side quests. We're going to go ahead and do this thing because this thing is absolutely on the main quest line. But we're obviously a little overdeveloped for what the game's expecting us to be able to put out in terms of damage and survivability. Got a Colossus over here. And also, the side quests have mostly not been very interesting so far, so we might stop being so thorough.
I won't.
Once again, Max simply shooting the thing after it is definitely already dead. That was a Colossus. I kind of wish that instead of a tossball stick, I had some sort of like baton or maybe a conducting wand. It feels like I should have a good symbolic item in my hand, since I obviously do not intend to ever swing it or anything. Not if I don't have to. Okay, well, I don't have that. We did see a ladder up one of the nearby buildings, so maybe there's an entrance on the roof. Let's head up there. That was sort of what prompted my thoughts about side quests. I was thinking, you know what, maybe I'm not interested in going off around the side of whatever's happening here. Apparently this is not even a side quest thing. This is a main quest thing. Really? Okay. Please tell me there's a way in up here. What on earth? I guess I must have brushed up against something as I jumped, because, like, I hit jump and suddenly it threw me way out to the left for no reason. Okay, what about over here? There's a ladder over here. Onto this awning, which then goes over here. Okay, yeah. Here we go. This is where the door will be.
Hello? Hello? I hear boots out there. Wait, can rats hear boots?
Probably what you heard was the incredible amount of gunfire. This is a weird lie. I don't want them to think I'm a Raptidon. I want to go inside. I kind of have to, though, right? First of all, our character loves lying, and secondly, what a weird thing for the game to let me do.
Get away!
Yeah, I'm just messing with you. Who's in there?
Oh, thank the Eternal. I'm Huxley. Hux if you're lazy. I'm stuck. My friends and I were scavenging here, and a Manta Queen showed up. Then Raptidons, who's a void-blasted mess. I ran in here, and, now the door's locked. Little help?
You got locked in? How?
It's easier than it sounds, alright? Next time you get chased by Raptidons, you let me know the rationality of your decisions.
Okay, well, I do need to get into that room.
Phew. Thanks, mister. My buddy had a key, but I ain't heard him in a while. He locked me in here and took off. Probably got munched. So look for a dead guy, I guess. Or a rat. Maybe it's in a rat belly. Gross.
Okay, I will do that, because I am already tired of this conversation. I guess they think it's more fun to pick up lots of objects than they think it is to actually, like, get stuff. It's super weird that needed to be 5-bit cartridges scattered all over the place instead of 1-bit cartridge containing the combined amount. And I'll tell you, if the developers really deeply truly believe that the most fun thing in the universe is picking up 10,000 tiny individual items, that does explain a lot of things about the game design up to this point. Holy shit, there are so many little items. There's actually a fair amount of money in this building overall. Okay, welcome to Archives, Records, and Miscellaneous Storage. Please select one of the menu options. Don't really need to review the executive reviews, do I? Executive review for Sanjar Nandi. Hey, this guy's important. Sanjar has a bad habit of padding his reports with numbers and statistics. Not very good with slogans, jingles, and/or taglines. Presentations tend to be dry and lacking in emotional appeal and funny references. Also displays a noted tendency to complete work rather than delegating, a trend unbecoming in upper management. All in all, his work habits suggest a preoccupation with details and a startling lack of vision. We cannot recommend him for further advancement. Needs improvement in interpersonal communication, brevity, delegation, and idea generation. Okay, so wait, we just saw the executive review. It's weird that it launched us right into Sanjar's review instead of taking us to this menu in the first place. Graham Bryant, restricted file. I will spoof the login credentials is what I'll do. Graham's understanding of product messaging and branding is impressive, especially for a relatively low-level editor. Has a knack for memorable slogans and taglines. However, he has issues with brevity and shows consistent disregard for prescribed fonts and formats. How dare he? Some of his work has been flagged for subversive undertones. Dora shows a real knack for brief but compelling presentations, supported by catchy slogans. Man, the person who wrote this is so into brevity. Her delegation skills are also top-notch. She can build a lengthy meeting around any topic and emerge with plenty of work assigned. Yeah, delete him. Sanjar wanted me to delete all this stuff. Wipe any terminals in the building meant wipe the one terminal in the building. I mean, I don't care if his employee review goes missing. I don't think that affects us at all. It is kind of a wild amount of money, especially compared to like how small the bit cartridges we usually find are. It's weird. Okay, we can't open that from the inside. It turns out it is, in fact, really easy to get yourself locked into one of these places. What on earth is wrong with... I think that's Max, right? That's Max who keeps going, ha! What on earth is happening with him? Alright, let's just... Oh, you're alive! It was laying perfectly... It was playing dead very effectively. I got tricked by the greatest natural camouflage that any being has ever developed. And listen, there's no shame in getting tricked by the best. Well... Sure don't see any dead bodies around here. I mean, there's plenty of rats, but I also have killed them all. I guess the quest marker is really just, like, not going to let us do any searching at all. Hey, it's over here. Hey, it's right here. We are always being shouted at. I'm not a big fan of modern, like, quest marker design. You don't even get a chance to try to figure out a quest, because it's always like, hey, just follow, listen, don't read any of the words, don't do any thinking, just always walk toward the green mark. It would be cool if maybe there was a button for asking the game for a hint that would make the mark appear, but by default the marks were not there.
Ah, phew. Thank you so much. It was getting all stuffy in there, and I was getting a mite lightheaded, and I think maybe I was gonna die. Now I'm out here, and I'm headed back to Amber Heights.
Still landing yourself in trouble, eh, Hux?
Oh, hi, Nyoka. You mind giving me an escort back home? Oh, you're traveling with someone. Never mind.
You know, normally when you help someone, they give you something for their trouble.
But I ain't got nothing on me. How's about a heaping helping of appreciation and respect?
Well, by being saved by me, you entered into a non-negotiable contract. You now owe recompense.
Ah, shit. I wouldn't have agreed to be saved if I'd known that. Alright, here.
She lied to me about not having anything on her. Are you sure you're okay to travel?
Oh, sure, I'm a runner. I'm used to getting all dizzy and... Hey, who's your identical, slightly blurry friend?
Okay, well, good luck.
Thanks a lot, mister.
She has some kind of brain damage. Well, it sounds like a real her sort of problem. One of these Bolt 52 cartridges, which, honestly, don't look like much, just sitting here in my hand, but I guess it must be important. I don't really know how this is going to operate a whole weapon system. I mean, does that mean they already have the big weapon system, whatever it was they needed, back in Stellar Bay, and they just didn't have the operational software? I guess it must, right? I guess that makes sense, sorta. Something is deeply wrong with Max. Alright, somebody go kill that thing for me.
Dreads, you say?
Here's a little trick I learned in prison.
It's called shooting someone. We used to do it all the time. Alright, I'm talking a lot about how the game is far too easy, but also I am embarrassingly bad from time to time. If anything, that just means that the game is even easier than I was saying. If I can be the kind of person who just flat misses a power attack against an enemy traveling a set speed in a set direction,
What secrets these ruins contain.
and yet still win everything all the
Don't bother
time.
knocking on any doors. If anyone's inside, they're liable to respond with gunfire.
Yeah, whatever. We're not afraid of gunfire. Not anymore. I have proven that I am bulletproof. And giant lizard proof, acid proof,
Here they come.
plasma ball proof. Why is he just running away? Oh, it's because he knows I have a melee weapon. And if he runs away, I literally can't catch up with him. They're too smart, damn it. Alright, did we come through here already? We might have come through here already. I think I remembered finding this church. Yeah, this does look pretty familiar. That container is already open. Yeah, we were here. Let's just head back to Stellar Bay. Sanjar is going to be potentially overjoyed. Or maybe just a normal amount of joyed. Joyed, but within acceptable parameters.
Hold on to your hats, children. This ride is about to get ugly.
You'll get used to it. Give it 10 or 15 years.
What are you guys even talking? We're going back to town. Was that Vicar Max trying to tell me that he doesn't much care for Sanjar, or... That was weird, right? Alright, so we're going to do a thing for these guys. We're going to convince them to turn off their information warfare once they like us, and then we're going to go do the same thing for the Iconoclasts, or maybe just kill them.
Who wants to play
I haven't decided yet.
Tossball match? No one? Really?
Well, I see you've had a sobering effect on our friend Nyoka.
I get it.
Sir, please stop.
Forgive me, Celia. I couldn't help myself. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Here, I found that thing, and also deleted all the data in those computers.
Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all night with this. All those blanks waiting to be filled, boxes waiting to be ticked.
Try to control yourself, sir.
Have you any idea how powerful this is? Corporations have been toppled with less.
How exactly is a data cartridge going to help? No, actually, you made it sound like you were sending me after a weapon. That was my understanding of what was going on here.
But that's exactly what this is. The world isn't changed with guns and speeches, much as Graham and his followers would like to think, but rather with meticulous documentation.
And the dissemination of the proper ideals and information to those in the highest echelon of society.
On the contrary, I would say good documentation is for everyone. And the Bill of Liquidation/Transfer Form 52 is one of the most formidable pieces of data entry in all of Halcyon. One false stroke can invalidate the entire document.
It's true. One of the old execs gave herself a stroke trying to fill out the exemption section.
Our character is just getting more and more excited by the moment. But you know, the pen really is mightier.
How charmingly quaint. But this is an electronic form. No ink need be wasted.
It's an expression, sir?
Well, it really shouldn't be. Electronic data is much easier to disseminate, but I digress. For our part, a Bill of Liquidation/Transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board.
Ah, okay. So this is the response to one of the other questions we could have asked, right? It was just the first question was just, hey, what does the Bolt 52 actually do? It's weird that I don't like it when they present to you false dialogue choices like that, where like you have a couple options of what to say, but then the conversation goes the same way no matter what you do. Yes, finally the board will get their comeuppance.
Sort of. Really, we're just going to blackmail them into offering us a seat at the table.
But really, whatever gets you excited about the idea. It's definitely a firm middle finger.
Alright, well that's second best, I suppose. I can get behind that. Hey wait, promise me that once I've helped you with this, MSI will stop its broadcasts. I'm gonna say it, but it feels like a weird thing to say given that I've already helped them with this.
Help us with this final matter and we won't need to broadcast anymore. You have my word. I have reason to believe that one of the other corporations is operating on Monarch. Illegally and in secret.
Those bastards. Leave us to our perils, then come back just to reap what they can.
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the board.
See, so the line of dialogue that we just said doesn't make any sense when we said it. It would be sensible to have it in the box now. There's so many things here on Monarch that have felt like that. Like we're getting to have answers slightly before the questions are asked. It's very weird. It's a very weird feeling. So what does that mean for me?
If someone is operating here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Perhaps she could be convinced to tell you where they are.
Well, it sounds like you know her well enough yourself.
That's part of the problem. She has certain ambitions for Stellar Bay, and I fear my asking her would give her the leverage she's been looking for.
Don't get yourself worked up, sir. It's perfectly natural to have a healthy fear of her.
We really don't need to discuss this now, Celia.
So go to Fallbrook, get the location of an illegal corporate facility, and then...
Once you, subtly work out where this corporate facility might be, bring back proof of its operation. Maybe some nice letterhead. Or someone working there. That would do it.
Sure, I'll just truss him up and throw him over my shoulder. Alright, I'm on it.
I knew you were the right person for the job. I suppose I'll leave you to it.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to truss him up and throw him over Nyoka's shoulder. I'm not carrying stuff. Hey, I found your review on a terminal in the arms building.
You weren't supposed to look. I asked you to delete it.
Sorry it was already open. I guess that's why it jumped us into his review instead of to the menu.
Oh, yes. No doubt someone else was having a laugh at my expense before you. This has been my albatross. The great shame of my career. I give MSI everything. My work, my youth, my left kidney, and for years, I was a joke to them.
Well, who cares what they think? You're in charge now.
In charge of a scrap heap of a city. Abandoned by the board and surviving only through the hypocrisy of our trading partners.
Hey, and you've made it work. That's more than anyone can say for those execs.
I hadn't thought of it that way. But perhaps there's something to that. Thank you for that. Was there something else?
A shame we can't just talk him into cutting off the broadcasting now and skip some steps here. I met Grim, the landing pad guard. Let's see, we definitely talked to him about something. Did he want us to come talk to Sanjar? I guess let's say this.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
Yes, this was what he wanted to say. Oh, yeah, he did a bang-up job.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
That didn't really help with anything. It just felt like being nice to him. Alright, let's get out of here. We got stuff. We got a mission to get out on.
Hey, Max, what does your religion say happens to us after we die?
The body returns to the universe from whence it came. I'm sure you've seen a corpse in the various stages of decay.
Why do we exist in the first place, then? What the hell's the point?
Our lives contribute to the betterment of the human race. Everyone has a part to play for the greater advancement.
I ain't got a part. Life ain't a damn cereal.
You helped people survive the Monarch evacuation, did you not? Perhaps one of them will go on to unlock godhood for the human race.
Well, if they do, I hope they remember who pulled them from the jaws of raptidons.
It's weird how these longer conversations always happen when I'm like 30 meters from a thing that I would like to go out through, but I don't want to cut off the conversation, and never when we're just like walking from place to place. Alright, let's jump over to Fallbrook, talk to Catherine real quick. She loves us, so this should go smoothly. I do not think that Catherine is an especially well-written character, but I'm sure we can soldier through one more interaction with her. And then, hopefully we won't need to come back to Fallbrook again, because it is kind of out of the way.
You seen Arthur today?
Remind...
Speaking to my left ear, will you? Right one's down.
Okay, yes, I've heard it. Sanjar said you know something about a corporation operating in secret on Monarch?
Might be I know something about it. Might be someone hired my crew to blind drop supplies on the northern bridge. Might be they sure as shit weren't pirates. Now that I consider it, I ain't heard from my delivery team in far too long. Find them for me, and I'll pay you handsomely.
You know, it might be that I know a lie when I hear one. You're leaving something out. Check it out. We get to use our very high lie skill immediately.
Good ear you got. Would be a dreadful shame if someone were to deafen it. Look, I don't know if this is related, but it ain't escaped my notice that one of my regulars been lingering a little too long at the gambling bar. She's been acting twitchy, even for her. Ask at the bar about a customer who shows up bi-weekly. My staff may know more.
Okay, that's interesting. I guess let's go see what information there is to get here. Wait. Oh, there is a bar in here, isn't there? I was remembering the building next to it.
Betting, collecting, or paying? Do it here. Do it now.
This guy is apparently technically a bartender, and also he's polishing a drink glass, despite the fact that they do not sell drinks at this bar. Oh, no order, just need information on a regular. Twitchy, might be corporate.
Let me think back. Yeah, I got a regular who's been twitchier than normal lately. Every time she bets, she loses big. Then she pounds a mountain of daiquiris upstairs. You ought to ask Yvonne. She'd know Ms. Twitchy better than me.
I don't know, man. That doesn't really sound that weird. But alright, upstairs. We haven't actually been up here, I don't think.
Folks I never met before are my most favorite kind. So, what's your story?
I gotta say, that does not speak super strongly in favor of her personality. You know what? First, I would like to sell you all of my junk. Can that happen? Alright. Then, I'm looking for somebody. Twitchy burns through the daiquiris when she loses big.
Oh, that does ring a bell. I remember one lady. She never penned a name in the book. Her friend Huxley placed the collateral for her. Huxley's with the iconoclasts. Know of her? She's not quite all there.
Yeah, she owes me one. Thanks.
I think nothing of it. Though if you wanted to pay me back, you could purchase a drink.
Yeah, that's absolutely not happening.
She's probably in Amber Heights with the rest of Graham's iconoclast folks.
Okay, well, I guess we'll go do that. We'll go talk to her there. Well, I wonder if this is going to turn out to be worth it at all, or if I should just go to the drop-off point. So, we don't actually know where the iconoclast... I mean, it's got to be one of these clusters of buildings over here, right? Let's... Yeah, I mean, we should already have a, have an indicator for it, right? So it's one of these two. It's probably that group of buildings. So I guess we'll go to the Bayside Terrace ruins and run south from there. Then I just walk right past the iconoclast camp without bothering to go inside. That does sound like it could be me. Alright. We're headed in approximately the right direction. And if anything attacks us, I will just mash all of the "Hey everybody else, do this for me" buttons until they go away. To some degree, we're probably, like... The combat probably feels a little bad because I chose to go with more of a melee build, and the game's just really not... The way the combat systems are set up, you're clearly not really supposed to do that. Boy oh boy, does the game not respond to it well. Alright, even more cooldown reduction. I should never ever have to fight something myself. Oh, I guess I should also, like, spend my perks. So, more carrying capacity, probably not necessary at this point. Wait, what do I want? What do I even want? I don't really do a lot of headshots, and I'm not sure if our allies do at all. Probably not. But this is probably the one we want. We want to be able to get our companions back up during combat. I do not want to have to fight stuff myself. That's ridiculous. Alright, and then... Increase the damage dealt by this companion for a short time after performing their ability. Minus effect duration, plus 20% chance to reset ability cooldown on kill. I think we have enough things to reset already. This is going to be a basically like up all the time damage buff. Seems like a pretty good thing for her to have. And then I think we take the same thing on him because, yeah. I believe, outside of the little bubble here, they all have exactly the same perks. Okay, do we have her with a relatively... Yeah, 853 is a relatively modern gun. Just making sure she wasn't still using a tier 1. It's weird that the Amber Heights door is so squat. Right? It has a real odd proportion. Okay, hey there. That's a real bad hat that you got on there.
Welcome to the home of the iconoclasts. I'm Rose. Please, take a pamphlet.
Are you trying to look like a squid,
you'll
or...?
Find everything you need to know about Graham, his philosophist truths, and the iconoclast way. He wrote it himself, you know. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting we're out of pamphlets. Gosh, blast it.
You're offering me a pamphlet you don't have. It does seem odd if she doesn't actually have any pamphlets for her to just stand here and talk about them.
I'm so sorry. It's a habit, I suppose. We used to have plenty, but we ran out of paper and ink. Ever since the corporations left, it's been hard to come by the basics. But you know what we do have? Freedom! This is the only place in Halcyon you'll find it. No corporations, no shackles, no problems.
That's not even the only this isn't even the only place in Halcyon that I've heard people say that thing. So no corporation means no paycheck. How do you survive without money?
We make our own living here. Some of us hunt. Some of us scavenge the ruins left by the corporations when they abandoned us. You're welcome to stay with us, so long as you can earn your keep.
Hey, before I go, I'm looking for a guy named Tucker. You seen him?
The new boy! Yes, he's quite clever. He took to our teachings very quickly. Last I saw him, he was headed into one of the buildings up the hill.
Well, I mean, anything's better than his grandma, right? Was she his grandma?
The folks in
Maybe she was just his mom?
always managed to find a bottle or two of the good stuff. Keen scavengers, I tell you.
Hope Zora sends me up next.
These are cubes of trash. I mean, I guess, you know, we don't see the unglamorous side of scavenging.
What kind of idiot keeps a collection of empty shells?
And this box over here is just full of water chips. What the hell? Is there anything even worth stealing in any of these containers? I don't mind getting in a little bit of trouble as long as it's worthwhile. It looks to me like we could probably just take this. Yeah, it's not even anybody around. Also, I guess this machine gun, that's mine. Hey there, guy who definitely can't see out of his helmet.
Ugh, my stomach.
Sure. What's everybody doing in here? This is Huxley's terminal. Stay out. That means you. Due to external damage, this device can no longer store more than 4 logs. Please contact your assigned terminal engineer to replace the storage device. Wow, somebody really messed up this hard drive. We could repair the storage drive if we had brought different people with us. Dear Diary, Graham taught me how to meditate today. Close your eyes and you breathe in real deep and try not to cough, and then you just listen to yourself. You know how sometimes you'll be hiding from a mantiqueen, and you're trying to be quiet, so you focus real hard on your breathing, and you can hear your heartbeat, and you think, how can the mantiqueen not even hear me? And all of a sudden you have to sneeze, and it reminds you of that time when you were coming back with a delivery, and as you were putting it on Zora's table you sneezed, and it slipped and a bunch of things broke? Well, meditating is like that, only you're supposed to think of these things on purpose. Graham calls it, I don't remember what he calls it, Reco something? He says it's your own eternal truth bubbling up to the surface, and the things you remember are what you're supposed to focus on and try to improve. When we meditated, I mostly remembered that sitting on rocks hurts. Maybe I'm supposed to toughen up my tailbone. Dear Diary, Zora's really smart, but you know what? Sometimes she can be such a bitch. I was supposed to get some info for her from Cascadia, but I couldn't find a way over without going through Marauders. So I gave up and stopped in at Fallbrook to pick up some supplies instead. And while I was there, Chastity dropped in for a few games of whist. She's so cool. She's always playing games there. When I lose bits, I get really upset. I mean, I don't have much, so losing what I have hurts, you know? But Chastity can drop thousands on a single game and she's fine. Well, sometimes she drinks a bit and slams the table and storms out, but still, mostly she's cool about it. I admire that. Anyway, when I got back, Zora yelled at me because I was a little late. Something about medicine not getting here fast enough. Graham just said try not to lose track of time on my next run, and I promised I would. See, that's how you teach someone. You don't gotta yell and make them feel bad. Wonder why they're spending so much time, like, sketching out Huxley as a character for us here. Today, Zora gave me permission to buy ammunition from Bronson. I don't think I want to, but she said I should just in case. But guns are really loud. I'd rather just run away than shoot one. Still, I'm kind of proud. Zora said it was like a promotion for something. A promotion for something I found in the wilderness. I think it's a code for a door, but I'm not sure why it's important. I can't even get near the place without getting attacked. I asked her what a promotion is, and she smiled in a really sad way and told me I shouldn't worry about it. This will be my last entry. Sorry, Diary. You've been a very good listener, but our time has come to an end. This terminal was making a horrible beeping noise yesterday, and someone smashed it while I was out, and now I can't save more diaries. Milton can't fix it, and plus he says I should stop coming into his house to write when he's not around. Whoever smashed the poor terminal, if you're reading this, sucks sulfur. So I'm assuming if we repaired the terminal storage device, we would find an entry that actually contained the code that she was talking about in entry 3. Which is maybe just the code to the Cascadia Bridge, from what it sounds like, which is to say that we don't actually need it. Alright, well, I suppose we're headed in that general direction.
The iconoclasts are loyal folk. Treat them right, they'll do the same. Turn on them, they'll open fire without a second thought.
She is always... It's like they know, right? They're always waiting until just about a time when I'm about to click on something. Alright, Bronson maintains a record of strange special equipment requests beyond the normal firearms, ammunition, and medicine that the iconoclasts burn through at an alarming rate. Most of his list is crossed out, but a few items haven't yet been fulfilled. Zora Force Melt Bright Gel, which may not actually exist. Graham wants Dissident Hunter number 17. Huxley wants some Anti-Cleo Wrapped Begone, which also may not actually exist. Also any book on terminal repair. And Carl would love some Primal Glue Adhesives. I'm sure we'll get an explanation for that if we keep reading around here.
Welcome to the Emporium. I'm Bronson.
Yeah, let's see what you've got. It's probably just got mostly the same garbage as everywhere else, but every once in a while one of these guys will sell you some picks or something. Yeah, it really is just the same garbage as everywhere else. Okay.
What are you buying?
Anything I can do to help you out?
If you're the type to fix a thing or two, I've got a couple reports I need to follow up on. The pipes up on Milton's house burst. Someone needs to shut them off. Then there are the cables outside the bar. A sprat chewed through them, and now they're spitting lightning. Then there's the old guardhouse, outside town on the way to the old Bayside Terrace. Someone needs to reset the comms breaker there.
Okay, so simple as... I was kind of hoping that this might be something interesting. We may or may not bother to do this stuff. Wow, things are really falling apart around here.
That's one way to look at it. Another is, those are the only things in this whole fucking town that are broke. Maybe we appreciate that.
Damn, okay. Good point. I'll let you know when they're done.
I ought to tell you. Most of these systems are routed through one of our terminals. You might be able to handle some of them remotely if you know your way around a computer. We sent Milton out to check on the comms tower a while ago. Ain't heard back. I'd wager he got 8.
Okay. We probably won't bother to do any of that. But why not take the quest, right? What's the harm in having it in the log? Hey, Hux, remember me?
Oh, hello. Good to see you again.
Hey, I'm looking for Chastity. I hear you're whist buddies.
Oh, she's such a gem. She gambles with me whenever I've got time to stop through Fallbrook. Ooh, I bet she's hiding. Does that when she owes people money. Ought to leave her be, though, if she doesn't want to be found.
Listen, I'm not looking to shake her down or anything. I just want to ask her something.
Okay, I guess. She's got a secret base in the middle of nowhere. I'll mark it on your map.
It's weird that the options were bribe her to get the information or get the information for free with no skill check or anything. I was kind of expecting there to be a little bit of follow-up there where we had to, I don't know, do something. Alright, so we're still looking for the... Yep, you.
Looks like I'm not the only new face around here. What do I call you, stranger?
This dude looks, older than I was expecting. Oh, it's Captain Hawthorne.
You here to join the Iconoclasts? Help us free this world?
Hey, you're, Agnes's little boy from Stellar Bay.
I am not a little boy. Haven't been one for decades, no matter what my mama wishes. I take it she's still looking for me? Had hoped she'd accept my decision.
Well, she made it seem like you were in danger and asked me to rescue you.
According to her, stepping foot outside of the house in broad daylight is too dangerous. My entire life, she crammed a fear of danger down my throat.
Along with some really brutal descriptions.
Vantasaurs will tear your arms off. Don't leave the city. Raptidons will spit acid on your face. Marauders can violate you. You'd fall in a sulfur pool. I stuck around way too long, ruled by her fears. I'm 42 years old, but she still sees me as a little boy in need of her protection. I won't stand for it, I tell you.
Hey, listen, buddy. I'm getting that reward. Either you go back or I'll beat it out of her.
What in the nebula is wrong with you? She's an old woman. You'd threaten my flesh and blood just to get me to do what you want?
I would do so much more than that. Listen, it's nothing personal. I want that money.
You're real sick. Sure, she drives me crazy, but she doesn't deserve anyone getting violent with her. Look, I'll go back, all right? Just don't hurt her.
I mean, obviously, I wasn't gonna beat up the old lady, but I love XP. I will claim that I'm gonna do an awful lot of things for XP, and I will actually do, I don't know, like 80% of them. That I would not have done. Huxley, stay off this machine. I know your terminal's out of storage, but if you break this one, things are gonna go tits up around here. Oh, you know, I was saying that we weren't actually going to do these quests, but I guess we do need to get the Iconoclasts to trust us in order to turn off their information warfare stuff, so I guess we probably are doing some real basic handymanning around here. Alright, unresolved work orders. Steam coming out of the roof. Pipes on top of my house are going to burst. They're leaking steam. Someone ought to fix this before they explode or the steam hurts somebody. Arcing electricity at the bar. We would need science to shut that off. Looks like sprats chewed through the wires. That's a little inconvenient. Haven't heard from the Wrapped House. Sent Milton over. Ain't heard from him either. Someone needs to go check it out. We could remotely reset that if we had a little bit of hacking. Listen, I'm not good at all this technical stuff. Dear Diary. Eat it. Okay. Hey Zora, I figured out how to add work orders. So we could erase this work order if only I knew how to hack. Oops, I think we had one more to look at. Yep. Medical examiner's residence, door sealed. Door to the examiner's residence above the medbay is stuck and is completely sealed. Can someone get this thing open? What if we engage the remote forced door lever operation? Really? Seems like just about anybody could have done that. There wasn't even a skill check attached to it. But okay, I'll take it. I guess let's look around town a little bit and see if we can get some of this stuff done. I know we don't have a lot of technical skills, but so there's the house with the steam on it. Presumably we can get up on the roof there. Also, stealing stuff. I mean, is there anything here that's actually worth stealing? Oh, yep. Well, bypass shunts are worth stealing in theory. I guess I don't actually need these because those were probably shunt 115 and 116. The mag picks are good though. Okay, we could totally lockpick this door. We could also kill people inside the bar until one of them drops the keycard. Maybe this isn't the right. I mean, like, I know we saw steam coming out of it, but it did say the work order said it was for somebody's house. This is not a house, except I suppose in the sense that it is a public house. What's going on here? Oh. Person saw me. Okay, let's let him talk to us.
What do you think you're doing?
That's right, this guy was just sitting out on the balcony. Nothing at all?
I still ain't sure about this.
Okay. Let's get back up there. Stuff wasn't even really worth stealing. Okay, so what is the purpose of getting up here? Ow. I guess we'll never know. Yep.
Keeps making him. It's fucking weird, Carl.
I don't think he can hear you. He's in the zone.
The trash cube zone.
You gotta admit, they're convenient. Fit together real nice.
And you could, like, hurl him at Mega Man or something.
I don't care what shape it's in.
I guess.
Like, the guy just yelling, hey, you're fucking weird, Kyle. Kyle? Carl? Fucking weird guy whose name I've already forgotten. Listen, I didn't think he was a quest giver, so I didn't bother to remember anything about his identity. Wait a minute. Is this the bar? The electrical wires that need to be fixed are on the side of the bar, right? I just realized. Aha! These. So, I mean, obviously don't touch them. I wonder if... Ow. Okay. It's a field. It's a pretty large field being generated. Yeah, it looks like there's not really a way to mess with this stuff outside of the computer. So maybe we'll have to do something else to earn people's trust around here, or we could just turn off the signal ourselves and then kill everybody who wanted to stop us. That's certainly an option. But maybe we don't have to do all of the work orders in order to get them on our side. Maybe we can just do like a couple. We also could just keep walking around looking for things to do. Maybe somebody else will take care of it.
We felled it, mind. But we lost 2 runners and 5 gun hands.
A total failure, then. So much for the ruins.
And hell only knows where the Van Noys are. They never showed.
I'm sure they're... let's talk later. It seems we have company.
Oh, don't let me interrupt.
Nice day, huh? For Monarch, anyway.
A stranger comes to our home. If you're looking for a path to walk, you've found one. If you're looking for a teacher, I am one. Welcome to the Iconoclasts.
This guy's, he's got a real weird cadence. I mean, I guess with this dude being the leader around here, probably doing stuff for him is how we get the transmissions turned off. Hey, I just need you to stop using Devil's Peak.
Stop? No. Spreading the truth is the only way to combat the board's poisonous campaign of propaganda against their people.
Your broadcasts aren't working, man. Nobody's listening.
I realize the board has blockaded our efforts, but Devil's Peak is an interplanetary radio tower. Surely somebody is listening. Surely?
You are quite assured in the idea that any who hear your message will not immediately change stations upon realizing what utter rubbish it is.
I mean, you're only transmitting on a single radio frequency, and very few people can receive it.
Graham, we should be focusing on survival anyway. Food, ammo, and medicine. Maybe now's the time to pivot.
Just not to video.
If radio isn't working, we might try another way. It seems the captain's timing is more than just serendipitous. It must be fate. I've had my sights on an old printing press for some time. Okay. The board uses magazines and advertisements to subtly focus the colony's attention. We will use their tricks against them.
Wait, that's not what I meant.
Help me clear out and repair the press, and I will have no need for that rust bucket of a radio tower.
Okay, that works for me.
Wonderful. I requisitioned replacement rollers for it some time ago. Huxley should have delivered them yesterday. Speaking of which, where is Huxley?
You bought rollers? You haven't even cleared the wraps out yet. What are you doing wasting bits on... Forget it. Huxley's still recovering. She won't be up for a run for a while yet.
It seems we're out a runner. If you intend to help our cause, I'll ask you to meet our MSI supplier in her stead.
Huxley, the runner from the Northern Ruins? You know, I helped her get out of there.
So you're her mysterious savior. She sings your praises.
That girl and her songs. So eager to learn, so bright-eyed, so tone-deaf.
You know, she's got enthusiasm, though. You gotta give her that. Alright, where's the supplier?
She meets us in the ruins of Bayside Terrace. From our compound, follow the road north.
Okay, that seems simple enough.
Wonderful. While you're at it, I wonder if Carlotta still has those high-capacity cartridges? Grab a few, will you? There should be some funds left over from the last shipment. We can use them to copy and modify radio serials. Yes, not just magazines, but their precious dramas.
Unbelievable. I hope I don't have to tell you this, but if there is extra money, would you mind buying, I don't know, food and medicine? Graham, if you need me, I'll be in triage.
I don't know, this man seems pretty set on his printing press. Alright, well, we have some clear goals here. I think we're going to be able to wrap up our business on Monarch pretty shortly, but we are definitely out of time for today. So that's going to be it for us for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, Monday, when we hopefully wrap up our business on Monarch here, and then maybe just fly out into space and never come back. And we'll see you then.